Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build video. And today I'm going to be creating this absolutely beautiful looking little market, little supermarket grocery store in Brindleton Bay. If you think my G shade looks a little bit different, that's because it is a little bit different. I'm using footage from before my game broke. And that is before my G shade decided to mess up. That is before like there was a whole bunch of issues with my game. So that's why it looks a little bit different. And I really miss how it used to look. Like I really loved my build in G shade. It just had this really clean look. And I only had it for about I think 6 months before I've lost it altogether. If anyone is wondering what this is, it's basically a variation of the urban it's no it's a variation of the Aries G shade preset made by Urban, and I tweaked it a little bit just because, as you guys know, I do not have the best computer, so it's not the greatest at handling G shade, so I have to tweak it in order to make it not as heavy on my computer. And it is all great, it is all fine. The only problem is that it's completely disappeared from anywhere. So when I came to re-downloading it, I couldn't find where it had gone. So I had to end up trying to use one of the old ones from my PC, but that one was like there was some parts missing. So I feel like the current day preset that I have is not as bright because I wanted to have a really bright looking preset for my building version, my building aspect of my game, because I use three different types of G shades when it comes to when I'm with at different points of me using the game. So for example, as many of you guys know, I basically use my average, my normal G shade, my own preset, which has like three toggles on three parts to it, just because my game will not handle anything more, and it's just one thing that adds shadows and one that adds a sepia tint, and then the other part that adds a bit of sharpening, and that's just my general preset, and that is what I normally use when I'm doing my tours and everything like that. But for the beginning of the video, I use that with an addition with a depth of field just to get that cinematic look, and then for my building, that's when I use a completely different one, so it can be a bit brighter and still have the shadows, but it be a bit flatter as well, just so you can see a bit of everything in what is going on with my game as I am, building and doing all that fun stuff. Also, if you're wondering as well, did you do anything differently when it comes to the G shade at the beginning of the video? I did the exact same thing I normally do. It's just in post I normally add a filter that makes it a little bit browner, so it can look a bit more, so it can look a little bit more, I don't know, realistic in my eyes, because I can't make it look any darker within my game, because again the lag would be absolutely terrible. One day I want to show you guys how badly the lag actually is, because it feels like I'm probably lying, but it is a really bad lag. But yeah, anyway, this is me bringing out my past builds from my folder, my little folder in my computer, just because there is so many things I do want to build, but I just know in my heart of hearts I need to get everything off my backlog off, hopefully by September. So there'll be probably an influx of builds, quite a lot of old builds, just because that's what I have going on in there, just so I can prepare myself. And since it is actually so weird, it's so funny, since it's getting close to back to school again. I know a lot of you don't want to hear it, but since it is getting back to school once again, there is a school that I had built in the game. Bear in mind, in January, February, that I was supposed to upload in April, then May, then June, and so on and so on. And it's really crazy to me that now it is getting into September, and that is when I'm finally uploading that build. That is actually quite bad, actually. So hopefully I can get everything out of the backlog by then. And I'm really happy that my building style hasn't changed too much, that I don't look at my past builds with just complete and utter disgust at what I created. I'm actually still quite happy with some of them, so I'm happy to upload them even though it's been quite literally months since I last made them. But anyway, onto this build. I want to talk about why I decided to do a grocery build, because I feel like ever since I stopped using the voice changer, if you guys want to know, if you guys are ever confused and you listen to my old videos and like, is that a voice changer? I stopped using it for a multitude of reasons. One of the main reasons is that I did want to be quite comfortable in my voice, and I want, because this is a thing that I do plan and investing quite a lot of time in, and I don't want to seem as if I can't be necessarily vulnerable in all aspects, because I'm already not showing my face. I already do not say what even my first name is. So not sharing my voice is not necessarily a must, because I could just put music like I used to do, but I do want to chat a little bit. I do want to talk a little bit. And I feel like that is something that I need to do to connect with you guys a little bit more. So I do use my voice for that. And then this other reason, I would say, is more important than my previous reason, but this is something that I wasn't aware of until post. I don't know what I thought was fueling my voice changer, but I found out later on it was artificial intelligence, AI, and I was like, don't want to do that environment and everything like that. So I was like, I need to completely get rid of it. I need to just put out the courage and use my voice regardless. So I started doing that in December now, so it's been well over 6 months since I've done it, and as you guys have seen, the videos have been less, and I feel like I've been a little bit more boring, just because I feel a little bit like as soon as start getting excited, my voice starts sounding a little bit annoying and scratchy, and I don't know if that's what you want to hear. So I just kind of overthink my words and I don't talk as much as I used to, but I'm trying to get over that as well, because I would like to watch back at my videos and not feel bored of my own voice. I never actually used to before in my old ones, so I would like to do that now. So anyway, what I'm creating at the moment is I'm creating the refrigerator area, because I have made a grocery store before. So if any of you are interested in a much bigger version, I do have another grocery store, like two actually, up on my gallery. I have one that has CC in it and the exact same version, only a non-CC version, just because I actually remember the exact commenter who told me before that they still comment all the time. I love them. And they commented on my post back last year to tell me that, oh, I really wish I could download it. I just don't, I'm a console player, so I wouldn't be able to. And I was like, well, that sucks, because console players barely get anything at all. They deserve a grocery store. So I decided to completely like take everything out and try my best to make it into a grocery store. And I would love to do that this time, but sadly the Sims really doesn't give us a lot when it comes to stuff to do with the grocery store, and I don't think they ever will. We've had two packs now with a focus on entrepreneurship and all those kinds of things, like built like shops and everything like that, and then we've had a completely other one focused on gardening and making crops and farming and everything like that, which is cottage living. So we've had business and hobbies, we've had get to work, and we've had cottage living, and then we've now had Enchanted by Nature, we've had eco lifestyle, we've had home chef hustle, we've had dine out, we've had a plethora of opportunities in order to get more food centered stuff. I feel like bit by bit we will start getting food stuff, but we will never have a concentrated pack to the point where I could potentially recreate this without CC, without having at least like 20 packs in my game. So I just don't think I can recreate this specific aesthetic in CC. I'm so sorry. But tomorrow I will be putting out a non-CC house just to make up for it because I will also be uploading another CC build this week. And I wanted you guys to have at least two builds that weren't CC, even though because I wanted to use two for CC because as you can tell by the aesthetic of everything going on, this is going in my celebrity save file. So I wanted it to have a lot of CC because I played with that save file quite a lot and I want it to look exactly like how I imagined it. So that's what is going on here. I really love how it is starting to look out already by looking at it because I had so much fun. There's sometimes when I'm building where I get really excited and I'm like, I'm really enjoying what's going on here. Sorry. There is often times when I'm building where I'm getting really excited and I'm telling myself I'm really enjoying what's going on here, and I kind of want to continuously build and discover things in my game and see how far I can go and how far I can take it. And that's basically what was going on as I was building this specific build, as well as the other build that I have coming up, which is also CC. But there's often times, mainly when I'm not using CC, that I feel like I want to rush through the build a little bit. Like, not on the exterior. I will never want to rush through the exterior. I've always had a lot of fun, CC or no CC. I love doing the exterior of builds, but it's in the interior that I end up wanting to rush a little bit. And if I had to say, I don't know, tell me about you guys. Tell me what you guys like doing, like in the game. Do you like building? Do you like decorating? I remember I saw on TikTok, because I do linger quite a bit on that TikTok, and I saw that a lot of people do actually like decorating builds. And all I was thinking was like, why? Why would you like that? I hate that so much. If I don't have CC, I hate doing it so much. Specifically, I hate doing the bedrooms, as you guys know. If it's not one of the children's bedrooms, I don't want to build them because just building a general master bedroom can be so boring to me unless it's got a specific aesthetic to it. Like, for example, soon, I'm gonna build you guys something to do with Batman. I know I was supposed to build something to do with Superman. He is my favorite superhero, and it would make a lot of sense for me to do that. But I don't know what to do. Give me options. Give me options. Some of you may say, why don't you do the oh, I forgot the name of his spaceship within. Oh, the Fortress of Solitude, that's it. The Fortress of Solitude. Some of you may suggest I do the Fortress of Solitude in Antarctica or something, or the North Pole of, I forgot where it was. And no, I seem like a really bad Superman fan right now. I promise you, I have I have some quite a bit of good knowledge around him. Some of you may suggest that I do the Fortress of Solitude, and I never know. I've never done a spaceship. Actually, that's kind of fun. I want to do a spaceship now. Okay, I'm gonna do a spaceship. Yeah, no, I love it. I love the idea now. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna do a spaceship. Watch out, guys. You're gonna see a spaceship soon. Sorry, I got too excited there. You could barely hear what I was saying. I smile a lot as I am doing these voiceovers because I generally do feel quite happy when I'm talking about my builds and doing the things that I do. So I do smile a lot, which can really ruin my pronunciation. Okay, I'm gonna try and not smile. I'm gonna try and not smile right now, and you can hear the difference. Okay, at this moment, I'm not smiling as I talk, but I feel like I sound really bored. But anyway, soon you guys will see a spaceship. Okay, that's over. I hated doing that. I don't know. I don't know. I forget. I realize I really do. I love what I do. I love what I do. But yeah, very soon you guys will get a spaceship, the Fortress of Solitude. So anyway, but what I was supposed to be talking about was I do, and I will do a Batman centered build one day, and I won't have a lot of issues decorating that just because there is a specific aesthetic with that. But often or not, there is mostly a general aesthetic with a lot of things that I do. General aesthetic sounds like a general aesthetic. No, there's normally like like quite a very average looking aesthetic with most of the builds that I do. So I do get quite a bit bored a little bit near the end because I get all these ideas for the outside and then the kitchen. And then I remember there's living rooms and dining rooms and sometimes even just sitting rooms and offices and all of that other stuff. And it ends up kind of melding together. My favorite residential that I've done where it hasn't been an apartment or a high school or anything that will have quite a distinctive aesthetic has been the factory one. I really, really loved building the factory one. That was so avant-garde. I haven't created anything like that or anything quite like that in a long time. And you're probably thinking, but I thought your favorite build was Gotham build. It is the Gotham build. That is my favorite build of all time that I have ever created. But very closely, it is that residential factory build that I did as just, I think I just like grunge. I'm discovering myself as I'm talking to you guys. Apparently, I really like doing grunge style builds. Whoever knew, not me, not you. So yeah, apparently I'm doing grunge. But yeah, that is the aesthetics that I like quite like doing, like making the bedrooms and everything for that, the kitchen, the living room. I normally really, really hate doing the living room. That was a lot of fun to do in that. And okay, guys, what you're seeing right now, it's not in the final cut. I am so absolutely sorry, but I do not know where I got the CC from because I made this before my game crashed and everything. And when transferring over my CC, I hadn't properly updated my backup CC folder. So everything that you're seeing right now was not in my CC folder when I re-downloaded it into my laptop. And then I couldn't find where my other CC folder was. So I was like, okay. So I'm missing some CC. I am missing some CC. And when I loaded this up, I forgot what I put there. And apparently I put rice and gochujang. That's it. I was losing my mind because I've got some in my fridge right now. I did put some rice and some gochujang over there. So I was like, where is that gone? But then luckily enough, as I was doing a bit of CC shopping, I did see on my search that there was this other creator. Again, I blank out on names. I'm quite bad at them. At any name in anything. There was this one creator that created it. Well, it's all going to be in the description. It's all going to be on the CC list on my Patreon, which will always be free, guys. By the way, I'll never put my builds behind a paywall because no, I just wouldn't. I feel guilty sometimes even taking money, like it's really that bad. I wouldn't put my builds under just because I get other avenues of money. I get why a lot of other people may do it as well if you don't have another source of income and stuff like that, but I personally do, so I don't feel the need to, and I just get and also get a source of income from you guys watching this video and just watching the ads and everything like that, or using my game code in the checkout and using my game code in the checkout if you ever want to give me a little bit of income that way. But it honestly doesn't matter. Don't worry about it if you can't do that, or if you don't want to do that, or if you're like, oh, I don't have any money right now. Please don't ask me for more. That's perfectly fine. I understand that. But I don't know, but the CC list for everything will be in the Patreon, and you will see who I end up putting in that section. It's a lot of more bakery stuff and like baguettes and croissants and everything like that, and it's a lot of fun. And I think this is really cute. I think this is the most I've ever had something look as realistic as an actual grocery store, and since it is so small compared to the other one I made, it does feel quite busy, so it feels like how a grocery store in my mind should feel like. But yeah, most of the CC I used in there was Pierre Sims. I can't think of anyone else, so just go on the CC list for that. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to build. I had a lot of fun to do it, and I, even though this is gonna go up as a small residential, no, it's gonna go up as a small business venue. Please, I honestly recommend you download this as a shop, whatever venue we get with Get to Work. I think it's better if you use it that way, because if you use it this particular way, you can only purchase the cereals on one of the shelves, because that's how the small business venue lot works. But if you use it in the other venue that we get with Get to Work, you can pick anything to sell, which I feel like would be better with this grocery store. But yeah, that's what we've got going on. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but if you don't do, that's also okay. I appreciate you staying this long and listening to all of my ramblings. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I read all of your comments, the more the merrier. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!